Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, June 9th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Google seems to be having an unconfirmed Google search ranking algorithm update starting on June 6th, 7th, 8th, and maybe even through today. So there's something going on. Google has not confirmed it. A lot of people are seeing this. So if you're seeing some stuff, you're not alone. Google also has made the Google search generative experience, their AI answer to search, 2 times faster. It's much, much faster. Google Ads has updated their trademark policy, which is pretty significant. Posted a ton of SEO topics. And of course, next week is XMX. I get to interview Google and Microsoft about their AI search engines. I get to interview a bunch of people doing some amazing stuff in search. So definitely check it out. It's free to register, so check them out at XMX. And of course, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Rank Ranger. All the all-in-one SEO platform. They are a comprehensive SEO platform that allows your business to grow with data and analytics. It offers valuable instincts through advanced rank tracking, including above-the-fold tracking, organic share of voice reporting, actual SERP feature data, and SERP analysis tools. So definitely check them out. They do some amazing stuff. Thank Ranger for sponsoring. Okay, so first up, there is some type of algorithm update going on as we speak. I'm going to check right now to see if it's slowed down a little bit, but I believe it was pretty hot yesterday as well. It all started around June 6th, where there was a significant amount of chatter happening, and then I saw a lot of the tracking tools actually notice these updates as well. It seems to be slowing down as of this morning, but there still is a lot of volatility as of this morning. So if you did start to notice any type of significant ranking changes on the 6th and 7th, 8th, and even today, the 9th, you are definitely not alone. Google has not confirmed it, but there are a lot of people talking about this. And I know a lot of people say they do algorithm updates all the time, but I only try to cover the ones that are more significant than the day-to-day stuff. So yeah. Also, Google has updated its Google Search Generative Experience, the Labs experiment, which it launched a few weeks ago to some people in the US and so forth. They said, and Danny Sullivan, the search liaison, said, 2 weeks ago, we started opening up our SGE. Since then, we made a number of quality updates, including major improvements that reduces the time it takes to generate an AI snapshot by half. Tested it myself. It is much, much faster to generate an AI snapshot. I don't know what the other quality updates are. I made some guesses and some assumptions based on some searches that did it before, but I'm not exactly sure because Google did not clarify what those are. But it is literally half the speed to actually update it. It's much, much faster, which is great. There was a survey done by Lily Ray about are SEOs or non-SEOs impressed by the new Google Search Generative Experience, and the truth is most are not. Only 12% they saw significant improvement over traditional search with this SGE experience. 37% said it was not an improvement. 51% said it was meh. So keep that in mind. Again, Google is an experiment. Google's testing it and seeing what's happening. Google has also launched launching the Google News Showcase, which they actually launched in October 2020. I think in Germany and Brazil and some other countries, and slowly rolling it out to other countries over the years. Finally, the Google News Showcase is coming to the US this summer, which is unusual. Usually the US gets things first, but it's coming to the US this summer, which is great. It's going to go ahead and now support over 150 news publications in 39 states, including most of them being local news. Now that will make it over 22 countries globally, and 2,300 publishers signed up for the News Showcase. Also, Google is updating its Follow tab in the Google News app, and the Google Reader Revenue Manager, which discussed a few months ago, which is basically a way to help publishers earn money, is gaining a feature that allows them to survey their audience to see audience demographics and other stuff like that. Hope to try that out on myself and see what happens with that. Gary from Google said that, remember a few weeks ago that Google said that, actually a few months ago, that Google said it would change the behavior of Google search, that it won't show a video thumbnail in the snippets if the video is not the main piece of content of that result. Somebody asked, what does it mean to be the main piece of content in the result? Does it have to be the first element in the HTML? And Gary said, no, it does not have to be the first element, but it has to be, the video has to be in the user's face. He said, look at how YouTube does it, look at how Vimeo does it, do it that way and you should be fine. I'm gonna try to remember to put this video at the top of the piece of content in the Search and Roundtable to see if it makes a difference. But that is what Gary said. It doesn't have to be the first element, but it has to be in the user's face. John Mueller said that you should not pick a cheap domain, a cheap TLD to host your website on, especially if that cheap TLD is overrun with spam. And how do you know if it's overrun by spam? I guess check a spam house or something like that, but do not pick cheap TLDs to go ahead and run your site. John Mueller also said there is no such thing and no such concept at Google on the concept of index bloat. There is no such thing. He said he went ahead and said there is no such thing as index bloat. He said Google systems do not artificially limit the number of pages indexed per site, and there is no such concept of that at Google. Google also said that there is no benefit, as Gary said this, there is no benefit to having multiple navigations, no benefit or con. There is no SEO impact at all from having multiple navigation elements on your web pages. So do it as you feel free. Also, Gary said, and this kind of like made a lot of SEOs go, what's going on? If you see your search results are being indented for a specific query, Google calls them host groups, but they're indented in the search results, that means you should probably consolidate those pages, either using a canonical or redirecting or improving the content or consolidating the content itself and putting it on one page, because Google thinks those pages should both rank for the same query. Now, SEOs are thinking, well, I have two results taking up the search results on the same page, I'll get a higher click-through rate, and that's correct. But Google's thinking, why not beef up one page to make it even rank better than having two separate pages that are competing for the same terms, cannibalization. Keep that in mind, and a lot of SEOs are like, which one should I do? And, test it. I don't know, probably shouldn't test it. If you're happy with the two results, you see a high click-through rate, keep it. If you want to test it on another page and see what happens to see if you get ranking boost, go ahead. But Gary says you're cannibalizing your stuff, make it a single page. This week, Google Ads had another outage. This one was about 3 or so hours where the advertisers could not access the Google Ads console. I think this happened around 9 a.m., a little bit after 9 a.m. Eastern, lasted for a few hours, where it just wasn't loading, and it completely frustrated advertisers, of course, because they couldn't go ahead and manage their stuff. They fixed it later on in the day, I think a few hours later, but it was pretty significant and upsetting. Google Ads also announced yesterday that they're updating its trademark policies starting on July 21st. What's going to happen is that instead of allowing people to go ahead and block their trademarks industry-wide across all advertisers, they're going to say you have to do this on a specific advertiser level. So an example, maybe Nike is not happy with Reebok, but they are okay with Foot Locker because Foot Locker sells Nikes, but Reebok's a competitor. But now you have to go ahead and say Nike can't just outright ban their trademark from being used by everybody. They have to do it on a specific advertiser and ad level, which Google said is going to go ahead and help simplify stuff because it's going to go ahead and it should reduce the number of over-flagging issues and help Google focus their efforts on all these trademark issues as opposed to just dealing with these over-flagging issues. We'll see, but Google's convinced that it'll actually help them. This is going to actually start rolling out July 24th, but it will gradually be phased out for most advertisers as of the 12-18 month period in terms of that site-wide thing. So you have these site-wide bans, those will go away within about a year and a half or so. Google Ads seems to release a new feature where it allows you to sync your columns and segment data from one account to another account across your MCC accounts. So that's a cool feature. That was spotted by Natasha Karua. Google Ads API version 14 is now out. The previous version was 13.1, so this is a significant update to the Google Ads API. There's a bunch of new features in there around campaigns and conversions and so forth, so definitely take a look at that and make sure to upgrade your API calls that may be impacted. Bing is testing showing search results with side labels. These side labels basically kind of seem like Bing describes what that page is about, maybe like entities around that page and so forth. I spotted this from both Frank Sandman on Mastodon as well as Shaheem on Twitter. So thank you for spotting those things. Pretty cool to see. Google Business Profiles seems to be allowing now longer form videos to show up in the web search results. It allowed always in Google Maps, but it seems to now be allowing to show longer form videos directly in the web search Google Business Profile, which is super interesting. This was spotted by Mike Blumenthal, nice catch. I'm not sure if other people are able to replicate this, but it does seem to be working for Mike. Google Bard released an update this week as well, where they said they actually improved their logic responses and math responses using something called implicit code execution. which basically makes it 30% more accurate in internal logic challenge tests that Google applied to it. Also, they actually released a feature that allows you able to export tables that are presented by Bard directly into Google Sheets, which is a pretty cool update. Bing Chat has increased the limits, their chat limits from I think 20 to 30 chats and so forth. They also went ahead and made improvements so that's more visual for travel types of searches, and expanded the Bing image creator to not just work in creative mode, but precise and other modes. Bing Chat also has temporarily disabled the share button in your chat, so you can no longer share your chats with other people. It's temporarily disabled. Should come back soon, not exactly sure when. And Google is working on an AdSense connector for Google Analytics 4. It has it for Google Analytics Universal Analytics 3, but it's working on a connection tool for AdSense in GA4, since GA4 is coming in about 3 weeks, and you have no choice but to use it going forward. So we'll see when that happens. That was spotted by Charles Farina. Thank you, Charles. In any event, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at SEOroundtable.com over the past week. Again, thanks to Rank Ranger for sponsoring. Deeply appreciated. Everyone have a safe, healthy, and restful weekend, and I'll see you guys next. Goodbye.